Hello, welcome to this review of MD 2020 Orange Jubilee. Grape wine with natural flavors and artificial colors, 13% alcohol, served cold ahead in the freezer for about 25-30 minutes. It's a nice label. It's got a drawing, a painting of an orange, half an orange, and white grapes in the background. So you can see that. MD, Mogen David. The Mogen David, or most people say Mogen David, and some people pronounce it Morgan David. No R, no R. Mogen David Wine Company, founded in the mid-1930s, a kosher wine company. Then in 1968, they added the MD line, 2020. 20% alcohol and 20 ounces. The bottle was 20 ounces. No longer the case. It's about 12 point something ounce bottle, 12.7, something like that. Or you can get the 25.4 ounce, 750 milliliter, depending on the flavor. So they started that in the 60s and began to add flavors throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. 1968, 52 years. Was owned by Coca-Cola from around 1972 to 84, but they spun it off into The Wine Group. So it's a company today called The Wine Group. And they have a good website, and they'll show you all the wines. Mogen David, very popular around here. I see the pomegranate, the blackberry, the regular grape, and there's all kind of varieties. Those are kosher, and then they have the kosher for Passover. I haven't noticed that the MD 2020 line are certified kosher. A lower grade product, really. I bought this at Easy Stop on US Highway 61 at the junction with the beginning of Louisiana Highway 44 in Laplace, Louisiana. The owner was saying, "You mentioned my place now?" I said, "Okay." $1.99 a bottle, not bad. Not bad. Orange Jubilee, FD&C yellow number 5 in the mix. They have to put that on a label if they use yellow number 5. Other artificial colors are not required to have that listing or designation. So it's just orange, like orange juice, or more like those orange cocktail drinks, like Sunny Delight type thing, which I never drink. I never drink these kind of things except to do reviews, and then I have to finish off the bottle over the next few days. Sometimes it's not too bad. Sometimes it's a chore, like with the electric melon. That was kind of rough. Every time I drank it, my score dropped. So by the time I was done, it was down to about a C-, like marginally average. But call them as you see them, I guess. Try them out. There are quite a few video reviews for this. Some of them are chugging videos, like chug challenges. How can they drink it all in so many minutes? I don't watch those, but it's got that strong, foxy, the Lambrusco grapes. The New York grape varietal is very foxy. They call it foxy. Kind of pungent, a little rough in the nose. But that's what grows in New York, and that soil and climate combination. Will you notice a lot of similarities in the nose with a Mogen David or this? Yes, you will. Especially if you get the original MD 2020, it's just called red grape wine. No no flick colorings added. It's just, that's it, the grape wine. Probably have sugar added. Most of these are fortified with sugar. The kosher MD Mogen David is fortified with corn syrup. Yeah. And the kosher for Passover has to use real cane sugar. All right, on with the tasting. And it is a very good locator tool on their website. I've noticed that it pinpoints every store, and it's accurate. Of course, like they say, we're relying on what our distributors are telling us. I think it might be Southern Glazers. It's one of those wine distributors right here. One of the salesmen told me, he said, Mogen David, or everybody says Mogen David. They don't use a Hebrew kind of way of saying it, but they say no matter how you view it, if you look down on it, and Manischewitz, fine, he said, but they make a lot of money off that stuff. He said that's a steady seller. Money rolls in off of that. So they don't laugh it off. A lot of orange juice flavor here. It just tastes like white grape wine with, you know, that New York wine, grapes, which is, you get used to that. I mean, it's a common flavor in America. And then you get the orange juice, and it's probably, yeah, they're adding coloring, but it's probably cast off orange juice from Florida. Maybe they were inferior in some way, and these companies, they auction it and buy it up, make a steady supply. It's sugary, but that's it. The body's sort of high, medium, nearly heavy. I would think the calorie count's probably high. I got to look at the label, see later. The finish is sweet. It's a sweet wine. I mean, if you like sweet wines, this is for you. If you don't, if you want a dry wine, you wouldn't be reaching for Mogen David anyway, I don't believe it. There is one called a semi-sweet. Never seen it. Based on the electric melon, I thought this was going to be a lot more treacherous and unpalatable and unpleasant, but it isn't really. And I believe this is one of the real old-time flavors. This could be back from the 70s, the Orange Jubilee. It might have had a different name back then, but wouldn't make a habit of drinking it. But I figured for $1.99 for 375 milliliters, there's no downside to it. I'll be right there. Thank you. My neighbor. She's bringing me some chicken that she made, so. You too, thanks a lot. She's a little earlier than I thought. Thought I had about 30 minutes without interruption, but that's the way it goes in the neighborhood. I'm actually very impressed with this one, and I do believe it's probably, I think it's the best I've had so far. The peaches and cream was nice, but there was an underlying little harshness to it. The electric melon was okay, but just the more you drink it, the more I drank it, the more it evidenced that kind of rough, low-grade grape wine thing. But this is not evidencing any negative characteristics. You know, it's just like there's a lot of citrus action going on here, a lot of citric acid. It's like a three-modal presentation. A lot of orange, a lot of tart citrus, and an underlying grape wine, and not that bad actually, grape wine flavor. I would say at this point I really want to try the gold, the MD 2020 gold, the white label, which is only going to be sold in 2020. Haven't seen it. It's too bad, but yeah, I think I have to give it a good score. It's okay. It's perfectly done. It's really perfectly done for what it is. An inexpensive flavored wine product. And it's not a wine-based product, it's just a wine product. Grape wine with natural flavors, so that's it. Cervicola, I'll go with a 90, believe it or not, a 90. A-. It's really there. Shocking, but I like to get those kind of shocks, especially if they're good shocks, right? So, Laissez les bon temps relais, go check out that chicken meal. Yeah. Baked chicken, I think, or chicken stew. So that sounds like that's going to be another winner. And y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.